Good evening, everybody. It's Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy. Sorry, coming to you late this evening with my weather weeklies, but a lot to do today. Current observations showing temperatures around the area, uh, mostly in the 40s here in Wilmington. Elsewhere in Wilmington, we have 42, in Dover 45. It's like that's the water temperature. 46 down in Lewis and the beaches. Meanwhile, north of us, we have some interesting precip as weather in this general area, northwest of this line, north and west of this line. It would be S minus on the FOOS data. That would be um, that would be light snow as the air is colder behind us. So a nice kind of a little bit of a surprise or kind of a little bit of a surprise wow for northern and western areas, but the rain came into the area. There was a cold dome around um, the region. You had a high that was sitting pretty much a really strong high that was sitting off the coast, just the New Jersey coast south of Long Island. This thing at one point yesterday was 1050, 1050 high. And now it's slowly moving off. And that's why this area stayed, had like kept that dome of cold, while our area it moved just enough to let in a smidgen of warm air from the ocean. So thus why our temperatures went up, and we're not getting wet snow at this point. We're getting wet nothing. Radar suggests that snow and mix really extends back from Northern Virginia, Western Maryland. Um, Looks like York, PA, Lancaster, PA, Limerick, Easton, and back to all the way back to State College and Central PA, and of course elevated areas getting measurable snow out of this. So um, hey, that's the kind of snows that we might get as we move into the winter, which officially starts next week. So get ready. All right, so a little bit of look at our week ahead, and here is I'll show you. I'll show you the national map. So this is the current system that's moving uh, west to east through the area, and that'll go through midday tomorrow, and that'll be out of there. Then we have another system in from behind that. That'll come in early Tuesday morning. That'll be out of here by Tuesday morning by rush hour for work, commute. And most of Tuesday stays relatively dry. Another low pressure system. This is kind of a sneaky. Now this one's due to come in around 7 p.m., but temperatures are going to be in the 60s. So north of us, temperatures will be low, and we have another high that extends down from eastern Canada, but that won't be enough to cool off the area enough. So that goes by. And then we have another system coming down from Canada that's going to dig, and models have been wishy-washy on showing a storm for next weekend. Of course, last I think it was last Thursday there was a blow up over the internet And I even posted something like, that's wish casting. That's not meteorology. That's wish casting. And Atlantic City is not going to get 47 inches of snow. Just not going to happen. If you see 47 inches in one place and 3 in another, which is like maybe 60 miles from it, you might want to question it. But nobody questions anything anymore. If it's posted on the internet, it must be true. It must be true, folks. Who needs expert analysis anymore, right? So that's Saturday, and it gets cold next weekend. You can kind of see. Let me bring it closer. You can kind of see nationally thickness lines get to about 516, which is going to translate into temperatures in the high 20s and low 30s. So it's it's going to get cold. And then as we approach the holidays, let me see. Let's see here. Okay. As we get to the holidays, just it looks relatively dry for Christmas Eve, a little wet further north, and then a system looks like it's coming in for Christmas that looks like, you know, maybe Christmas night we get a little bit of rain, but uh, you know, I I'm basically telling people don't don't wish don't wish on any snow for December. It's not going to happen. We could get a flurry, we could get maybe a little dusting, but in terms of substantial snow, no, that's not going to come through. You can kind of see this whole system come through our area. Here's the Friday system, and if this does come to fruition, it might be just flurries that fly through the area as it gets colder. But don't expect anything, worth discussing. Thursday, the rain looks a little bit more substantial, and because it's coming in that early in the morning, we could see a changeover to light flurries in the morning, but don't again not worth really discussing about. And then it just gets dry until we get to until this is right through Christmas. So I would not expect any precipitation or a white Christmas, unfortunately, for our area. Cold Christmas, yes. White Christmas, no. And just in case you're like all like, this winter's done already. No. This is the Euro Extended Ensemble. This is a 52 member ensemble. You can see quite clearly that our area looks pretty substantial with a good amount of snow for the Delmarva. So do not lose hope, folks. We haven't even winter hasn't even officially begun, and people are winter's over. No, no. Just because no, I tell this people all the time. Meteorology is a probability science. It's not a deterministic science. So just because it's cold doesn't mean you always get snow, and one doesn't equate with the other. Okay, so climatology says we don't get a lot of snow anyway in December. We might get a max of 3 inches for December. You know, believe me, we're going to make that up. Um, what I foresee is now that's the snow, and let me kind of prove my point with one relating to it to the other. Now this is the 2 meter anomaly for January. Now I'm going to go through all of January. Okay, this is January 6th. Let me go through the whole month of January and just look at the state of Delaware and the surrounding region. All right, so this is okay. This is mid-January. So we have a negative 2.8, negative 2.8. This is Celsius. Oh, this is Fahrenheit. So if the average temperature for January is 38, 37 degrees, and we're at 35, there's there's opportunities there. Okay, so we go week to week, and this is through the middle of the month. Look at the middle of the month, middle of January, cold, really cold. Look at as we go towards the end of January, very cold. So um, we're going to have chances. Just mark my words, we're going to have chances. As Indiana Jones would say, trust me. All right. And what's going to be the main driver? Well, it looks like La Nina is not really going to be the driver, but we are currently looking at this is the 3.4 area, the ENSO, and we're looking currently at a little negative, not substantial. Um, you know, it's not going to be much of a player, although it looks like it's starting to trend downward and towards a La Nina. It has to get to negative zero point 0.5 for it to officially be called La Nina. But we're kind of the trend is going in that direction. And if it's going to be a La Nina, it's going to be weak, and it really won't be much of a player in our weather here. I'll tell you what will be the player in our weather here. Let me see here. I had it. Okay, this is the EPO, the Eastern Pacific Oscillation. Now, what you want to see is you want to see this. You want to see negative a negative EPO, which gives you the ridge heights and allows systems to go up and over those ridges in the west and down the chute towards the east. So we have a little bit of negativity here, and we're going to have a cold. We're going to have a cold snap. Okay, then it goes positive, and that goes right through pretty much the end of the month. I just told you we're not going to have any. We're probably not going to have any snow for the month of December. This is partly why. This is going to be the driver as we go on. The other driver is going to be the NAO, and as a lot of people know, the NAO is important because if the NAO is negative, you got blocking up in Greenland. Now, another reason why we're not going to really get any snowstorm next weekend is the NAO is positive. So any cold weather that does come in, it's going to be transitory. It's going to be for a short length of time. We don't have blocking. You're going to have a progressive weather pattern. So no storms aren't going to be stalled. Storms are going to, slide under us. They're just going to come right in, come right out. All right. So those are going to be pretty much the players as we move on this winter. All right. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, Delaware Weather Guy. Have a great week.